Hey yo, what is this? So a couple days ago, I made a video that was essentially just calling out my friend Vex because he had an incredibly hot take about the Copper Golem being better than the Crafter, and I thought that that was just stupid, and they told me to make a video about it, so I did. However, since then, uh, Vex made his own response video. So I think that it's only fair that we take a detailed analysis of this response video and we critique everything that is absolutely wrong with it, because this is a terrible set of arguments, I'm going to be completely honest. Being the good sportsman that I am, though, I am going to suggest you go watch his video first, because you kind of want to see it from his perspective too, and I want him to get views. You know, we're good friends, despite the fact that he's wrong. We're still friends.
All right, gamers, listen up. We've got some drama to talk about. First off, this is my Forever World. Don't worry about that. I'll talk about it in another video, because today we're ranting.
Man, that intro seemed familiar. I wonder where I've seen that from before. Don't worry, I'll explain everything later. This is my new series. It's called the Minecraft Forever World. However, we're ranting right now. You know, I really can't seem to put a pin in it where he got that idea. You know, it's such a good idea. I really couldn't understand why he would not do it, right? He then follows it up with a Sabrina Carpenter joke, which I find neither funny nor amusing. I can't tell if he put that in there to make his girlfriend laugh, or if he put that in there to hopefully validate his use of girl math in the future. Either way, skip.
Recently, a certain GabesLaw9878 on YouTube decided to call me out for saying that the Autocrafter is not one of the best additions that's ever happened to the game.
Well, now that is just factually inaccurate. I never once said that I thought the Crafter was one of the best upgrades in the game. I didn't say that. Nowhere in the video did I say that. I just rewatched the entire video to make sure I didn't say that, because that is not what I said at all. What I said is that it is a very good thing to have in the game, and I think that it's better than the Copper Golem. I didn't say it was the best. If I had to rank updates in Minecraft, I would definitely say Cave was the most needed, the Cave update, and then the Nether update, and then the Villager rework in 1.14. Like, Crafter isn't even in the top 3. Come on now. However, I am going to say that the Copper Golem is definitely way farther down on the list than the Crafter is. It's just not nearly as necessary. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of having copper be more useful with the copper tools and all that. It's just I don't really see a point entirely. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just whatever, you know? It's just I don't care. Just to further drive the point home, I went and I found 10 different things that were added to Minecraft over the years that I think are more important than the Crafter. And come on, it's not Crafter isn't close. Don't say that I think Crafter is the best update to Minecraft. That's just factually incorrect. It's still better than the Copper Golem though. Alright, so the next point that Vex brought up is that dispenser crafting is not that difficult. So we're going to try something, okay? We're going to craft a stack of dispensers by hand, and we're going to craft a stack of dispensers with an auto crafter, but I haven't built the auto crafter. So I'm going to head and start this now. Go. Alright, so here, and you know, for the actual auto crafter itself. Now, how we here, I'm thinking something like this. Alright, we grab here, okay, I need actually, the name. So I'm going to put this in there, and then actually, let's grab those first, and then we go to 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do this fence along. I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to this. Okay. Now, grab reset string. What's those in here? Oh, I do already. Oh no, it's like. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. She goes. Time. Alright. Okay. See? See, look. See? It took me 4 minutes, and now I have a stack of dispensers, and plus, now I can craft even more dispensers. All I gotta do is I just unflick this lever. Look, more dispensers are being crafted. What? What is going on? I don't understand. I don't understand. Alright, and now to be fair, we're gonna test how long it takes to craft a stack of dispensers without the auto crafter. So we're gonna restart this timer. Gonna hit start. Okay, go. Alright, go. What the? Eh? Eh? What? I crafted droppers? No. 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 No, 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 no. Ah. Alright, time. Okay. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Alright. That's not terrible. That's actually really not that bad to craft a full stack of dispensers. But now, you have to take into account that if I need another stack of dispensers, that's another 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Or I can just come over here and let's take out these dispensers. Let's restart this thing. Go. And time. And look at that. It's 53 seconds for a stack. And this is slow. Like, this is my design. I built this. This isn't, like, modified to be fast at all. I can make this go faster if I actually took more than, like, 10 seconds to design this. I built an analysis table. So here is how long it takes in order to do everything with the auto crafter, and this is the column for crafting things by hand. And by your third stack of dispensers, it's already more beneficial to have an auto crafter. It saves you time. Look at all this time it saves you. It's saving you minutes. These are in seconds, by the way. It's saving you literal minutes after, like, the fourth stack, fifth stack. Look at that. It's just, you say that crafting dispensers is easy, and it really isn't that complicated of a recipe, but still, having the auto crafter is just so nice to have. It's so convenient. Let's be honest, which storage system would you rather have for your iron farm? Something that's like this, and you just have lots of iron nugget or ingots, or would you rather have something like this with a little bit of extra work at the top, but all of these are iron blocks now, and they're all being crafted automatically. You see, it just goes in, boom, boom, iron block. It goes down to the bottom. Which would you rather have? Now this is a server I haven't seen in a long time. So there's a reason we're on this version of Minecraft, and I'll explain here now why. This is Friends SMP Season 2. There's a video about this on my YouTube channel, actually, about this exact storage system that I built. The reason I built this storage system was because I wanted a way to store different types of items in this amount of space without needing, like, a spot for every single item, which is what the copper golem would do. It would allow you to just dump everything into a chest, kind of like what I'm doing over here. I dump all these items into a chest right here, and they get sorted automatically into, first, shulker boxes. So I get shulker boxes full of dirt and all that other stuff. And then down here, this is the multi-item storage. So it sorts multiple different items into chests like this. Now that we're behind the redstone, I'll quickly show off how all of this works. This is a non-stackable item filter. Just takes all the non-stackables out. Then we go to this section here, which is just standard item filter on top of shulker box loaders. And then over here is where all the magic really happens. This is the multi-item sorter. I don't remember whose design I stole. I stole somebody's design because it was really cool. And what happens is you have a minecart that runs across. It picks up an item out of one of these chests. If it's in there, it'll go back over, drop the item back down, and then whichever hopper it is gets unlocked with these things. I forget what they're called. And the items basically just flow down into the correct chest system. This took a lot of redstone and a lot of time and a lot of components that would have been really helpful to have the auto crafter for, because crafting it was very annoying. The reason I explained all this is because I'm about to explain the copper golem as I understand it. So imagine you had a copper chest. It would just run up to the copper chest and be like, oh hey, I have all these items, except it can only grab 16 at a time, so it's going to grab 16 items. It's going to check a bunch of chests in a certain radius. I don't remember what it is. I think it's like 16 block radius, 32 blocks, something like that. And it'll go through and be like, hey, is this chest empty? No. Does it have the item that I have in my inventory? No, it does not. Okay, I'm going to check a different chest. So it'll check this one, right? And be like, oh, there's dirt in here. Let me just put this dirt in there. Woohoo, great. See how that works? That's pretty helpful, right? Here's the issue that we run into with the copper golem. it will check 10 chests before it forgets all of the chests it's checked and starts over. So if you had just a wall of chests like this, first off, these chests wouldn't even be accessible. It can't reach these ones up here as far as I'm aware. Second off, once it's reached all of the chests it can check, once it hits 10, it gives up trying to put the item away, will just wander around and then restart. So you could be checking the same 10 chests over and over again and never get the item put away. The other issue is it's only moving 16 items at a time. That's kind of slow at this point yet. And furthermore, let's say I came into this chest here and I took out all these iron bars because I'm going to use them for a project. Now I come over here and I put the iron bars back in this chest. Okay? The copper golem comes by, picks up the iron bars. This is the chest that I want the iron bars to go into. It already has lanterns. They will not put the iron bars back into this chest unless there is already another item. Do you guys remember back in the day, there used to be an item sorter, which you basically had to fill up every single chest, and whenever you wanted an item, what you would do is you would pick up and you just leave one behind? That's basically what you have to do for the copper golem now. The technology is just going backwards. This is ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. This is late game status stuff, right? You're not going to build something like this early game. I rushed to make this entire contraption because I thought it was going to be very useful on the server. You're not going to do something like that early game. So that's where the practical applications of the copper golem could come into play. You'd be able to create something like that giant storage system I have behind me, but only use a copper golem if you're willing to accept the fact that it's going to be slow and sometimes it might just fail. It might come to a spot where it's just like, oh, I can't do anything, and just fail. This is why I say the crafter is better, because the crafter is always going to produce the result intended, as long as you set it up correctly. I mean, that's kind of how coding works, right? If you code something, it'll do whatever it's coded to do, which could be wrong, but just code it right next time. Sir, how did you get there, and how long have you been here? I kind of feel bad. You don't belong here, sir. What are you doing? That setup for the iron farm that I had a second ago with the crafter in place will always produce the result intended. It'll always compact it. Those dispensers setup, it was designed very poorly, so it could fail. But if you put in more than 5, I designed that thing in like 4 minutes before I built it for the video. If you designed it better, you could get it to be consistent so it'll never screw up. I brought this up in my first video, but I'll say it again. The copper tools I just simply don't care about because it's just better stone, but not as good as iron. Like, there's nothing to say there. It's just something that should have been in the game since 1.17. And then next up we have Vex just fooling around for like a significantly long period of time because he has absolutely no idea how the autocrafter works. Have you heard of that theorem that states that if you gave 1,000 monkeys a typewriters and an infinite amount of time, eventually they would produce all the works of Shakespeare? I have more faith in that than Vex learning how to use the crafter. He's acting like this is his first time seeing redstone in his life. It's ridiculous. Bro should honestly stick to making tier lists because Minecraft is clearly not his forte. This little dispute between the two of us is over. As a wise man once said, "The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand." That is how I know I have won. Did you see Vex's video? He made no logical arguments the entire time. It was all based off of, oh, look at me. My opinions are so good. He's just trolling. He knows he's wrong. He's just trolling at this point. I sat down, I looked at the facts, I considered all of the variables. Meanwhile, he's over here just spouting nonsense trying to get a rise out of me. And it worked for a minute. I have since regained my composure. And this is where we put the argument to rest. He is wrong. I am right.
I'm here to prove that I can be pettier than Gabe because I would rather die on any hill than see him win.
He was a good friend, and I'll be sure to let everyone know when the funeral service will be. But in the meantime, check out what I won, guys. Look at this thing. This is incredible.